General Hospital shocker. Former YNR star returns with a dark twist. Is Professor Dalton the new villain? In a move that's got the soap world buzzing louder than a Corinthos family secret, General Hospital has pulled off yet another casting shocker. A former young and the restless heartthrob has been spotted on the GH set, and not just for a cameo. The buzz is loud, clear, and dangerous. The charismatic yet calculating Professor John Dalton is more than just a teacher. He might just be the newest master villain in Port Charles. What makes this twist even more deliciously sinister is who's playing him. Thad Luckenbill, beloved for his long run as JT Hellstrom on YNR. But this isn't JT 2.0. This new character is layered with charm, menace, and a mysterious vendetta that could shake up General Hospital for the next year and beyond. So, what's really going on with Professor Dalton? How does he connect to the web of characters in Port Charles? And why are Jason, Anna, and even Jordan suddenly afraid of a man who is supposed to be teaching criminology at PCU? Let's dig in. This is not your usual GH twist. This is the beginning of a masterclass in villainy. When John Dalton arrived in Port Charles earlier this year, he was introduced as a brilliant and enigmatic professor joining PCU's prestigious criminal justice department. His lectures dazzled students, including Jocelyn Jacks, Trina Robinson, and even Spencer Cassadine, when he briefly considered academia before his presumed death. But early viewers could tell there was something too polished, too perfect about Dalton. With his tailored suits, calculated smile, and razor-sharp wit, Dalton quickly became a local celebrity at the university. But behind that dazzling facade was a darker history. One GH has slowly begun peeling back. And now, things are unraveling at breakneck speed. What GH viewers didn't realize at first was that John Dalton wasn't exactly new to Port Charles, at least not in spirit. Eagle-eyed fans began noticing subtle clues: his knowledge of Cassadine history, his offhand remarks about Anna Devayne's past with the WSB, and most chillingly, a tense interaction with Laura Collins where he called her Lena. The truth exploded in Friday's cliffhanger episode. Dalton is not who he claims to be. In a shocking monologue delivered to an unconscious Jason Morgan, tied up in a crypt below Windmere, naturally, Dalton revealed his true name: Jonathan Maddox Dalton, a former WSB operative who was betrayed, framed, and left for dead during a classified mission in Argentina over 2 decades ago. His handler? Anna Devayne. Professor Dalton's real mission in Port Charles isn't education, it's retribution. And his target list is chilling. Anna Devayne, for orchestrating the mission that led to his death, and then burying the truth to protect the agency. Laura Collins, for covering up WSB misdeeds during her time as mayor. Jason Morgan, because Jason unknowingly helped the WSB during Dalton's final mission, sealing his fate. Jocelyn and Trina, because their fathers, Jax and Taggart, were involved in the original WSB cover-up. Each chance encounter with these characters has been carefully orchestrated by Dalton to extract information, manipulate loyalties, and position himself as the trusted voice of reason before the final blow. Dalton isn't your typical GH villain. He's not a mob boss or a deranged doctor. He's a highly educated tactician with a cold, methodical mind and a flair for psychological warfare. And yet, there's a surprising vulnerability at the heart of his mission: a daughter. In a recent twist, we've learned that during his time undercover for the WSB, Dalton had a relationship with a local Argentine woman, and a child was born from that union. That child, now an adult, has been hidden in plain sight. The theory gaining steam in the GH fandom? That child is Blaze. Yes, Blaze, Christina's girlfriend and rising musical star, maybe the long-lost daughter of Port Charles's newest threat. And if that's true, then Christina could become Dalton's Achilles heel. Could his thirst for vengeance be dulled by a father's remorse? Or will he manipulate Blaze into helping him destroy her newfound family? Jason Morgan has been the first to suspect that Dalton isn't just an eccentric professor. After catching him snooping around Carly's office and hacking a secured server, Jason confronted him, only to be blindsided and drugged. Now held captive beneath Spoon Island, Jason is being interrogated by Dalton about the WSB's secret tech files, and Dalton has threatened to upload classified intel to the dark web unless Anna confesses her crimes on live television. But Jason isn't just a victim. He's thinking, calculating, learning Dalton's weaknesses. Could Jason be the one to take Dalton down, or might he find himself tempted by Dalton's logic? The idea of turning Jason against the WSB could be the ultimate twist. Anna Devane is spiraling. The reappearance of a man she thought was dead, and worse, the knowledge that her actions may have helped create this monster, has left her shaken. And in upcoming episodes, expect Anna to do what she does best: go rogue. Sources say Anna will break protocol, disappear from Port Charles, and travel back to Buenos Aires to dig up Dalton's past and confront the woman who bore his child. But what she finds there might not just confirm Dalton's origin story. It may also reveal that Dalton was set up by a much bigger threat still pulling the strings in Port Charles, a corrupt faction within the WSB that includes someone Anna trusts completely. Could it be Robert Scorpio? With Dalton's accusations now public, the WSB is scrambling. Officials have arrived in Port Charles, demanding Anna's resignation and even placing Robert under surveillance. Jordan Ashford, pulled between her duty as commissioner and her personal loyalty to Anna and Jason, must walk a tightrope. Meanwhile, Dante and Sam are caught in a parallel investigation, discovering that the original Dalton mission files have been wiped, possibly by Drew Kane, who once worked with the WSB and may have unknowingly helped cover up the incident. In an explosive twist coming in the third week of June, Dante will learn that Danny Morgan accessed those files, and that Scout left behind audio recordings linking Drew to Dalton's downfall. The fallout could destroy Drew's redemption arc and drive a permanent wedge between him and Jason. Carly Spencer, always at the epicenter of chaos, has found herself drawn into Dalton's orbit as well. At first, she saw him as an intriguing ally in her efforts to help Jocelyn, a wise professor who seemed to be rooting for her daughter's success. But now, with Jason's disappearance and Anna's silence, Carly's gut is telling her the truth. Dalton is trouble. Still, there's a slow-burn attraction brewing between them. Could Carly fall for a man who's targeting everyone she loves? Spoilers tease a shocking kiss in early July, one that Carly initiates, only to immediately regret it when she learns who Dalton really is. Or maybe she doesn't regret it at all. Jocelyn Jacks is nobody's fool. When her professor went missing from his lectures, she didn't buy the official story. Now, with Jason vanished and her mother visibly on edge, Joss begins digging, and what she finds shocks her. Together with Trina, the two launch their own undercover investigation into Dalton's past. They track down one of his former students in New York, who warns them that John Dalton doesn't teach, he recruits. This sends Joss and Trina on a race against time to protect not just themselves, but all of PCU from becoming pawns in Dalton's psychological warfare. Could these two young women be the unlikely heroes that finally bring down a villain who has outsmarted everyone else? As GH builds toward its explosive summer climax, a shocking twist will upend everything. Dalton may not be the villain after all. In a secret meeting with Valentine Cassadine, Dalton reveals he's been hunting someone worse, someone who orchestrated his betrayal, manipulated the WSB, and now resides in Port Charles under a false identity. That person? Professor Salisky, the quiet PCU philosophy teacher and an old Cassadine ally. Could Salisky be the real puppet master, and Dalton, the anti-hero who got in too deep? As the lines blur between justice and revenge, truth and conspiracy, Professor John Dalton may go down as General Hospital's most complex character in years.
He's charming,
dangerous, tragic, and now deeply embedded in the lives of Port Charles's most powerful families. Whether he's the new villain, a misunderstood operative, or a double agent, one thing is clear. Dalton is not going anywhere, and neither is the danger. Brace yourselves, GH fans. The class is in session, and Professor Dalton is writing the syllabus in blood. Jason makes a harrowing escape, only to collapse in Carly's arms with a warning. Dalton isn't alone. Anna returns from Argentina with a shocking photo, a woman who looks exactly like Blaze, holding baby Dalton. Joss and Trina are cornered in the PCU basement by masked men, but help arrives from an unexpected source. Geo. Saliski's identity is compromised, and Laura makes a decision that could end her mayoral career forever.